Zaino was the kind of dog whose story makes your heart ache. At first glance, you wouldn't know his name, nor would you see the spirit of the fighter he truly was. What you would see instead was neglect. Matted fur, sunken eyes, and a body so frail it seemed he might collapse under the weight of his own shadow. Zaino had been abandoned, left to face the world alone, a victim of human indifference. He might have died unnoticed, just another casualty of neglect, if not for the woman who crossed paths with him. Her name was Mercedes, a neighbor with a heart as vast as the sky. For 2 weeks, she had been feeding Zaino, coaxing him back to life with scraps of food and whispered words of comfort. When a rescue worker named Elena visited the neighborhood to check on local animals, she found Mercedes at Zaino's side. Elena, a tireless advocate for animals in need, knew she had to step in. Armed with medication and a determination to help, she and Mercedes worked together. It wasn't easy. Zaino's mange was severe, his body riddled with infection, and his spirit seemingly broken. On one memorable day, Elena decided it was time to take Zaino to the vet. The challenge? Getting him into the car. Zaino had likely never been inside a vehicle, and his confusion was evident. But with gentle coaxing and a bit of laughter, Elena and Mercedes managed to lift him into the back seat. To their surprise, he behaved like a perfect gentleman during the ride, his trust beginning to bloom. At the vet, the news was grim. Zaino tested positive for Ehrlichia, a tick-borne disease, and his body was in critical condition. He was dehydrated, anemic, and weak. The road ahead would be long and uncertain. For 3 months, Zeno underwent intensive treatment. Doxycycline, omeprazole, and prednisolone became part of his daily routine. Baths helped soothe his skin, while proper nutrition began to restore his strength. But it wasn't just the medicine that worked wonders. It was the love. Zaino learned what it meant to be cared for. Gentle hands bathed him, soft voices reassured him, and meals arrived like clockwork. For the first time in his life, he was pampered, and little by little, the light returned to his eyes. When he was finally strong enough, Zaino was neutered and declared ready for adoption. Elena, Mercedes, and everyone involved in his recovery were thrilled. A new chapter awaited him, a chance to find a family that would love him unconditionally. Zaino was adopted by a kind-hearted couple who were moved by his story. They brought him home, showered him with affection, and introduced him to a world of joy he had never known. For weeks, Zaino thrived. His tail wagged more often, his eyes sparkled with happiness, and his body, once frail, was now robust. Elena often visited to check on him, always greeted by an exuberant Zaino who couldn't contain his excitement. Each visit was a testament to the power of love and resilience. But life is unpredictable. One day, Zaino began to struggle with his breathing. Alarmed, his adopters rushed him to the vet. The diagnosis was devastating. Fluid had built up in his lungs. The condition was critical, and despite the best efforts of the veterinary team, Zaino's body began to fail. Elena was there when Zaino took his last breath. She held his paw, tears streaming down her face, whispering words of comfort. "You were loved, Zaino. You mattered." Though his life was short, Zaino's impact was immeasurable. He had shown everyone who met him the beauty of resilience, the importance of compassion, and the power of second chances. Elena continues to rescue and care for dogs like Zeno, her mission fueled by his memory. She often tells his story, urging others to adopt, to get involved, and to give animals like Zeno a chance at a happy ending. And while Zeno's body may rest, his spirit lives on. In the wag of a tail, in the kindness of a stranger, and in the hearts of those who loved him. As we reflect on Zeno's journey, we are reminded that every rescue story is unique, filled with both triumphs and heartaches. Now, let's meet another remarkable soul whose journey to finding love and a forever home is just beginning. Koba's story began in the Belgorod region, a place far from bustling cities where the only sounds were the wind rustling through trees and the distant calls of wild animals. But in this remote area, Koba faced an unimaginable struggle. A large tumor was growing inside him, threatening his life. Left alone to fight this cruel fate, his future seemed bleak. Yet fate had other plans. As a woman named Valera, known for her unwavering dedication to rescuing animals, stepped in to help. Valera was part of a group committed to saving animals from dire circumstances. When she was called about Koba, she knew instantly that her life would be intertwined with his. The first time she saw him, it was a rush of emotion. There he was, small and trembling, his eyes full of pain and fear. But despite his struggles, Koba had a spark of life in him, something that told Valera that he wasn't ready to give up. He's ours, she thought, truly ours. Though she had been told his name was Court, she quickly realized that it didn't suit him. No, Koba was his name, short, like his little legs, and fitting for his brave yet cheeky personality. His spirit immediately began to show. Despite his pain and the large tumor weighing him down, he was affectionate, a little stubborn, and full of life. Koba was scheduled for surgery on October 19th, a critical moment in his journey. The tumor, which weighed over 1 kilogram, had to be removed. The situation was urgent, but there was a massive challenge ahead: the financial burden. Valera was stretched thin, already facing mounting bills for Koba's care. Every day she struggled to keep the pressure at bay, while fighting for Koba's survival. But even as the stress mounted, she knew there was no turning back. At the clinic, Koba quickly adapted to his surroundings. He was cheeky and playful, and his little paws seemed to move with an energy that could not be extinguished. When the clinic staff took a stool sample from him, Koba immediately ran to complain, displaying a hint of his stubborn character. Even with the pain, he remained feisty and lovable, showing Valera that he was still fighting to live, still holding on to hope. Finally, the day of the surgery arrived, and Dr. Aramev performed the procedure to remove the tumor. The surgery was successful, and Koba's tumor, his Fabergé, as Valera affectionately referred to it, was gone. Koba was free of the painful growth that had dominated his life for so long. Yet, there was still a long road ahead. Koba needed follow-up care, more treatments, and, above all, a place to call home. He had nowhere to go. The clinic was a temporary stop. His true journey was only just beginning. Valera shared Koba's story with anyone who would listen, hoping for someone to come forward to give him the love and care he needed. She wrote posts, made phone calls, and put out an urgent plea for a foster or forever home. Every day, she was bombarded with new challenges: requests for funds to cover his surgery and hospitalization, the stress of not knowing where Koba would go next, but she couldn't stop. This little dog needs me, she thought, and I won't let him down. Despite her efforts, there was a setback. The person who had agreed to temporarily foster Koba didn't respond. Koba was in a holding pattern, and it broke Valera's heart. She felt the crushing weight of responsibility. What if I fail him, she thought. What if there's no one out there who will give him the love he deserves? But Koba, ever resilient, kept his spirits up. Koba's journey was a testament to the miracles that happen when people come together to save a life. He had faced unimaginable pain and uncertainty, but thanks to the love and determination of Valera and countless others, Koba was able to find peace and happiness at last. His story wasn't just about surviving, it was about thriving, about the power of second chances, and about never giving up, even when the odds seemed impossible. That's the end of the story today. What do you think about these two stories? Have you ever come across a story that touched your heart like Koba's? Or perhaps you've been part of a rescue story yourself, where you saw a life change forever? I'd love to hear about it. Share your stories in the comments. Thank you so much for watching to the end. If you find our video interesting, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Finally, don't forget to turn on our bell and subscribe to our channel, Pets in Love, so you don't miss any of our new videos. Thank you for your support. Wishing you all peace, happiness, take care, and we'll see you in the next one.